You have upon your planet at this time approximately 6 billion people as you count in your language. But of all those 6 billion people, they are the extensions of only about 300,000 oversouls. So the idea is that you are all very intimately intertwined in a variety of ways. Not only, shall we say, laterally, through all the web connections represented by the idea of one single plane, represented by the geometric pattern of the holotope, but also through the oversouls, multidimensionally, on many different levels. You are intertwined as well. And of course, being that the idea of different dimensions simply is another way of saying different vibrational frequencies, different levels. There are, of course, oversouls for oversouls, and oversouls of oversouls of oversouls, all the way back to what you call all that is, and of course, all the way back to the One. Now, the One is the undifferentiated oversoul of all. The One does not know itself. There is no differentiation, no reflection, no self-awareness in the One. The One is just the One. It is just existence itself. But within the One, since it is the One and must by definition contain any possibility whatsoever, thus then one aspect of the One is that which is that moment of self-awareness by which the One thus then in that reflection becomes self-aware and knows itself as all that is. So the One is the primary oversoul that is undifferentiated and knows not itself, and all that is the oversoul of all oversouls and knows and perceives that it is the oversoul of all oversouls. You may call it God, you may call it Goddess, you may call it Creator, you may call it the Infinite, you may call it anything you wish, it doesn't care. Because all names are created within all that is, so all names are of and from all that is, and all names are of it. No name is outside of it. But for the purposes of this transmission, we are referring to it simply as the prime oversoul. All that is, the prime oversoul. Then there is differentiations down from there, as again, each reflection splits off into more and more self-aware reflections. The first level, shall we say, and all of this is very euphemistic in your language, just a convenience of terminology. Not to be taken necessarily too absolutely literally in the way you tend to think of things on your planet physiologically in terms of a hierarchical nature. For from that level, it is not really seen as hierarchical. Even though it is understood that there are levels that are much broader in their expansive ability to perceive, seeing much farther, it is still not looked at as hierarchical in the sense that there is more value to that than any other level. For again, as we have said, every part contains the whole. And so the part is just a unique expression of the whole. In a sense, you could say that each part, each and every one of you and every one of us, is the whole, placing specific limitations upon itself to only express one aspect of itself, to have a unique adventure, a unique experience. But all the whole is there. And it is through the rest of that wholeness that each and every one of you contain that you are connected to everything and everyone, everywhere, and everywhen. Even though you may not always know it, but are gaining more awareness of it, bit by bit and bit by bit every day in this age of transformation on your planet. Know that you are and do contain all the information you need, for you are connected to everything and can access anything that is pertinent and relevant to your particular expression as a unique aspect of all that is. But as all that is diversifies itself, shall we say, and splits itself off through further and further self-aware recognitions, it becomes different layers, different levels. The first of which you technically refer to in your language as the angels. That is the first level of awareness below all that is, where it is aware of itself as discrete, individuated beings besides itself, that do not incarnate in the way that you do. But below that, it diversifies into a multitude of dimensional beings, experiencing all the different levels of diversification and crystallization down into the denser and denser dimensions of experiential reality of consciousness, even deeper than what you experience as a densification of physical reality. There are a multitude of dimensions even denser and deeper than your own. You probably can't imagine them. Nor would you probably want to. Nevertheless, they are equally valid experiences in their own right of consciousness expressing itself in a variety of ways that are in many ways so alien to what you understand, you would have no comprehension or ability to imagine what their experiences are like. Nevertheless, where you are, on the level of physical reality experience that you have chosen to present yourself to be, there are obviously a variety of ways to express your connection to the higher mind and the oversoul through your individuated spirit selves. Very artistic, very creative, very loving, very expressive beings, free to fluidly flow in a variety of expressive ways on your planet. The very nature, the very notion even of living on a planet is alien to many, many beings on different levels and different dimensions of reality. They look upon you also as you do to them as an alien life form. How can something live on the surface of a ball, floating in an isolated sector of space?